Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. Look at that. Sorry guys. I took a pull on my cheeky vape, as the kids in chat call it, and now the smoke got stuck in my anime avatar, my chibi avatar. Sorry about that. I guess it looks like it's kind of stuck there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live. Oh boy, do we have a weekend in store? Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. For those of you who have Monday off, congrats. For those of you who don't, my apologies. You have my sympathies. I think it's criminal, and I think someone should do something about it. Let's see. Can people hear me? Yes. All right. Cool. Well, while we get some people in, I wanted to try something maybe a little different. Maybe just like start off with the music rec. Like plugging small artists, plugging international artists. So this is a band that I've come across a few times. I've seen the vocalist start getting more active on social media, posting in groups and stuff, and made me revisit this band. So this is Smash. And this is their PV Catastrophe. They have a official YouTube channel. You should check them out. I think this is a very interesting band. Sorry, I gotta look up exactly which country in Central or South America they are at. Argentina. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I had a hunch. Visual K band from Argentina, and they really have their look nailed down, especially the vocalist, but also that's a scary clown girl in the PV, and but everybody's kind of got their own thing going on, they're kind of they're kind of coming at that pseudo European inspired look, but also very Japanese influences. But they're coming, that Visual K does. If you've heard Rhubarb on here, she's mentioned a couple times, to my extreme amusement, how Visual K artists a lot of times they're actually imitating various degrees of European fashion and style. Which meant that the logical conclusion is that as many people as might hate on Yo-Yo, they have to swallow the bitter pill that their favorite artists are trying to emulate his default style, which is like layers of like rage inducing for certain people, I'm sure. But so they're coming at it from their own angle. Very interesting. It's very blunt. Heavy metal, maybe metalcore, deathcore kind of vibe. They really, like Asuka said in the chat, the vocalist is very authentically Japanese, Visual K style. So I want to definitely give props where props are due. Because this has always been a struggle for the international Visual K bands, is to get the aesthetic down just right, without it seeming like cosplay or LARPing or anything like that. And this guy, from what I saw, he's also a piercer, so it's not like he's cosplaying or anything. It's like those are tattoos, those are piercings. There's a good chance he did it himself, and so it's very, very rock and roll recognized rock and roll, or actually in this case metal recognized metal. Strangely catchy chorus. They went straight to the auto-tune and it didn't bother me. I actually like it a lot, and it's slow. It's a slow melodic chorus that's like very heavily auto-tuned, and it's something about the Spanish language that you throw. Honestly, you throw auto-tune on it and it sounds like fantastic. I don't know why, but the lyrics are interesting. They have it. It's in Spanish. They have subtitles. I see a lot of potential. So Yeah, so that's my little artist rec to start the stream off. But yeah, I wanted to get into. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and officially kick off. This is the VKH Live Labor Day Spectacular stream. Good grief, we have got some streams planned for you. Whether it's whether you like the heavy stuff, whether you like the Xaa-Xa's. Well, I mean, the Xaa-Xa's getting pretty heavy, but you know the light stuff. We're covering a lot just in this one stream. But we have a lot planned. So we're going to have tonight, we're going to have an after hours. Don't tell anyone, it's secret. Tomorrow, let's see how this comes out on stream. Is that big enough? It's good enough, I guess. Maybe I'll zoom in. Yeah, so tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. my time, EST. We've got During Gray. We're going to talk about the new PV teaser and album details and, all things related to the Insulated World and During Gray. And then 5:30 we have we're going to talk about Dataroma. They made an announcement. Well, they announced an announcement with the date. So I'm just going to speculate a little bit on that, and I'm going to go over our plan for our ranking releases stream for Dataroma that I talked about doing on the Dataroma stream once I got so much good feedback from you guys. So I know that's that's still pretty fresh news, and I just wanted to. There's not a lot to add to it, but I wanted to I saw how much the viewers are feeling for Dataroma and stuff, so I want to get into that a little bit. I will be doing speculation. I don't know anything else, but I have some guesses, and then we're also going to talk about how the ranking releases is going to go down for next week. 6:30, so that's going to be short. 6:30 is I finally got it. I finally got my. Thank you so much, Rhubarb. I finally got. The 7 Deadly Sins by Chiyu. So we're going to finally do the long-awaited part 2 of our Sug Solos listening party series. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So come and join. That's Chiyu, from the former bassist of Sug. It's his debut mini album. And so we're going to circle back and listen to that. Let's see and then next is 8:30 is going to be should I delve into what this is related to? So basically I'm going to be putting out an article related to this next stream about Yoshiki's very busy year. We get a lot of press releases related to Yoshiki, and understandably so, because he's been doing a whole bunch of stuff in the industry that to people like me and a few others at VKH as industry junkies, we think is very interesting and noteworthy at least. But we haven't we try not to publish too much news on any one artist. We don't want to overload you guys with any one artist at any given time. So we usually stick with release announcements and tours and stuff like that. But we have all of these things from his past year. This past year that he's been doing. And so we're just going to go over them and highlight them. I want to see what the fans think. I want to see what the fans think of all the different things he's been up to. Just going to lay it out there. So I'm going to put out an article. It's going to be like a list of the things, and then I'm going to go through it on this stream. So that's pretty much what this is. And then 10:30 is going to be another after hours rant. Let's see. And then finally Monday at 5:30 we're going to have VKH Live, The Curious Case of Heavy Metal or of Heavy Visual Kei. I'm going to be focusing on Desert, Dimlim, and Durrell. I'm going to be talking about others as well. There's just a lot of interesting developments with the state of the heavier side of Visual Kei. I'm going to have reviews up for all 3 of those albums by then. That's my goal, at least. So we'll see how that goes. But I finally worked my way through these albums. There's a lot to percolate over, I guess, to ruminate over, especially Desert and especially Dimlim. A lot to think about. So it's been kind of tricky. And so it's kind of thrown off my release schedule because I was going to get them out around the same time as Durrell, which is about done. So we're going to get through all those, have those out, and then we're going to talk about them because, man, there's like a lot of stuff to talk about there. Not bad or anything. It's just interesting things happening on the heavy side of Visual Kei. Probably going to do one about the Oshari side of Visual Kei at some point as well, because that's getting really interesting too. So, and then we're going to have our big listening party for LMC finally for Future Sensation at 7:30. The fans asked for it, and we're listening, and you guys are getting a listening party, man. Thank you for those of you who reached out to us and let us know about your interest in that. And so we have put that together. Will be fun, and then we'll wrap up with one more after hours. All kinds of streams, so much stuff going on in August. But let's go ahead and dive into what topics we're talking about today. Which I'll tease it, and then I'll read chat, and then I'll dive right in. I won't tease you for too long. So yeah, so basically, this is going to be us wrapping up the crazy release cycle that I have dubbed August Anarchy. Just the insane amount of releases that have come out. I think this is the third stream that I'm doing related to August releases in general, and I'm just stunned at the amount of material that I continue to pull up, and like, oh God, I haven't talked about this, or oh God, we touched on this, but I listened to it now, and now I need to talk about it. So we're gonna go over some of the artists, any artists you want to talk about, any releases you want to talk about in the chat. But these artists here, I've done a little bit of sampling. I've either listened through the full release, or I've listened to what was available in terms of PVs or PV previews, or partial releases in certain cases. And so I did a taste test. I did a taste test the last few days, so you guys kind of know what to expect from some of these bands. A lot of these bands put out albums towards the back end of the month. The front end of the month, as you all know, with the great 8/8 release date, was packed full of high-profile releases, but we wanted to make sure that these very substantial, notable artists of all levels of operation, from solo project indie all the way up to classic heavy hitter major Visual Kei band, they all get their fair shake, their fair coverage, and so yeah, that's what a lot of this is going to be, is the back half of the month. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. An entirely huge secret that after hours, guys, I swear to God, don't tell anyone. It's working, okay? I'm hiding in plain sight. People respect secrets, okay? If I say it's a secret, they'll be like, okay, it's none of my business, and they'll just go watch the regular live stream. Don't tell anybody. I still don't have the album, unfortunately, but I'm excited for it. Yeah, for Chiyu, yeah. Really makes a lot of sense for him to have that on the streaming services. Hopefully his newer releases get up there, especially because Sleepyhead with Takeru is kind of doing that already. Yoshiki's Bizarre Adventure. God damn it, I should have named it that. Oh man, I might be able to. I mean, I haven't written the articles, so maybe I'll name the stream that. Let me make a note of that. Thank you for that, Kula. Let's see. Wow, Jeff, I'm not even close to being caught up. Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, we've done a lot of streams, and we've tried to cover as much as we can in terms of releases. And God, it's not even. There's so much coming out, man. Let's see. All right, lots of hype for the LMC party. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. If you haven't seen it already, you can check out my review for LMC's album. I kind of put a lot of my more organized thoughts into that, and then obviously these streams are more off the cuff commentary. So if you want to see Jeff's more solidified opinions, in something like print. There's that on our website. Anyways, so the stream schedule is linked in the description. Release, I'm going to be referencing our August 2018 release dates article, which is also linked in the description of this stream. And we're going to be going through some of these. all of the releases we've got listed here, we've got links to where you can get them. CD Japan is your best bet for a lot of these. So yeah, feel free to follow along. Feel free to check out whatever strikes your fancy, and yeah, let's get into it. So, what should I start with? You know what I'm going to start with? I'm going to start with Wingworks. This boy. What are we looking at here in terms of, do we have a cover? Nope, we don't. Okay, I got this. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, while I pull this up, and also post that we're live on Facebook, because I do 10 things at once and complete them all incrementally. Yeah, so for those of you who are not familiar with Wingworks, Wingworks is actually Ryosuke from Lolita 23Q. And Lolita 23Q was a, I would say, Kira band that was kind of a pretty big hit in the indie scene a while back. They had a song called Hikari, which is on their YouTube channel. It's got a good handful of like hundreds of thousands of views and stuff like that. Had a ton of promise, delivered on a lot of that promise, and then went on hiatus. Then they actually came back a couple years back, and they kind of had more of an indie, took more of an indie approach to their sound. And then unfortunately it didn't seem to catch on by my estimation. And so they ended up disbanding very recently. And so, if you missed them, you missed them. It's kind of the long and short of that. Interesting thing about Lolita 23Q members, though, is they're quite good at starting new bands, new projects that are very interesting. Let me maybe pull up a nice hype shot here if I can get. What am I looking for specifically? I'm looking for something pretty solid here. Where was it? It is. There we go. Just like a stupid mind, my I approve. All right, I think is that the best I can make it? Oh God, I just really liked that, like in bold English, right there. Say what you want about English pronunciation, and I know nobody of you guys care. Nobody, and most of the fans, nobody cares. Everybody's fine with it. My Japanese, their English is infinitely better than my Japanese, is my official stance, moving forward. Also, the bluntness of it, kind of, usually they're at least pretty choice with the English that they're doing, and so it's just like, it's right in your face, just like a stupid mind. And you can kind of work it out yourself, and yep. So, yeah, so... before I get too off topic with this, so Lolita 23Q members have a pretty good track record in terms of like starting new projects. Their vocalist started a band while they were on their hiatus before they came back called Aldebaran that I thought made some solid stuff. And this is their bassist, and he has a solo project that he has dipped into, depending on which projects he's in at the time, and. This is called, and his solo project is called Wingworks. It's a very, how would you say? It's very EDM friendly, centric, actually. That's what's a little different about him is, and he really started out with like a lot of wub-wubs, a lot of EDM, and then rock kind of put into that as well. But it kind of came together into some nice like electro rock stuff. Fiction Boy is kind of like a fun song he's got as a live PV on his channel. I would subscribe, Wingworks Official. And there's a song called Rave of My Trinity, rave spelled with 2 V's, that is quite enjoyable, quite nice on the eyes, and they're just using a ton of laser lights and stuff. And it's funny because it's like Falling in Reverse, very big Western band, just kind of did something very similar. But the first thing my visual K ass mind went to was Rave of My Trinity by Wingworks. It's like, but it's, it's interesting to see how many years later, Western bands kind of catching up with that a little bit, but yeah, so this guy's pretty fun. He's a fun artist. He's fun to listen to. He has a single out called, oh man, this is going to be such a Japanese top heavy, Japanese heavy stream. So this is Acid Castle and Mikansei Sapphire. Not too bad. Just one Japanese word in there. Warm me up, I guess. So this is the PV for Mikansei Sapphire. This single actually dropped very recently. As you can tell, the video actually dropped for this very recently, and it's solid. It's fun. I was grooving to it earlier, and I'm digging it. I'm loving it. I've always liked Wingworks stuff pretty much since I think everything he put out after Vadman, which was like kind of his bigger break into stuff, was like what got me hooked. I think Vadman was where he burst onto the scene, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I'll keep an eye on it. And then like the releases he put out afterwards, like Rave of My Trinity, I was like into. I think he's on to something. I think he's got an audience, or I think there's definitely an audience there to be made. And he's leaning into the rave thing more than like a 5-piece member band could normally do, I would say. So, he can kind of go wild with it if he wants to, and he has in other PVs. So yeah, you can. It's his past releases are out on Apple Music, and but this single is not. So you can get it through CD Japan pretty cheap, and it's. I'd recommend it from what I've heard. I'm probably gonna buy the single and check out Acid Castle because I'm jamming. I'm liking Mikansei Sapphire, and if I can go to his OHP actually, he's got a fun aesthetic. So I probably wouldn't mind the album art cover if I can get to the album art cover, but this is kind of the general vibe he rocks. It's fun. It's cool. The hybrid shock music is what he goes off of, is like his tagline. And I guess this is how he looks. Well, that's another look he's had. I'm going to click discography. And can I blow this up a little bit? Maybe. It's a little fuzzy, but you can kind of see going for like a nice glossy digital vibe. Kind of fits with what I'm doing with my apartment, which by the way is why I'm not showing my face. My whole apartment is like a furniture construction zone right now. Hopefully I can wrap that up tonight and we'll have a cool set for tomorrow. But I'm going for the modern look. I like the flashy albums. Maybe I can put some up on my wall, show that off on stream. But yeah, so that's Wingworks. Let's see how chat's feeling about any of that. Let me find my tabs. I have 18 billion tabs open. Kimiko's in the chat and she says set reminder for all of the streams. Thank you for posting the PV in the chat, Asuka. Yeah, if any mods can do that, you don't have to go out of your way or anything. I just appreciate you being here modding, but yeah, that would be a help. Otherwise, these are pretty easy to look up. So, it's so shiny. I like his white jacket. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's very shiny. He goes in on the glam. So maybe a little much for some people, but I like the zany or the wild side of the EDM scene. It's fun if you see it in its true native environment, like here in Miami, and it's fun. So it's fun to see another. It's fun to see a visual K artist doing a lot of that. So. Let's see. I'm trying to listen and play Yakuza. It's not working too well. Oh, come on. You gotta get better at multitasking. I'm playing video games throughout this whole thing. Are you kidding me? I just, I got my platinum horse in World of Warcraft. Hello, gamers. Yeah. So yeah, that's about that for Wingworks. Who's next? Who should we do next? Let's do Arlequin with Bless. Hashtag Bless. Bless up. So we have, what's cooler? Which one do I like more? I like Type Bs more. So Arlequin is, it's kind of interesting. I have some thoughts on Arlequin. So they're like the lead band of the. Good God, will you just? Can you load? Can you fucking load? Oh man, tin can stream. Is it striking? Is the internet? Have I maxed out my internet? Can I access the bypass and get the full picture, please? No. Okay. All right. Thanks. That's great. All right. Well, you can take a nice look at the track list while I go find better aesthetics. Is there a track list? What is going on here, guys? All right, I'm gonna have to do all the work, I guess. Let's see. I'm glad I did this. I didn't really. Interesting. How are you supposed to buy it if you don't know it's all right? Okay, all right, whatever. Try not to be too much of a dick about it, but all right. Let's all right, and we go to album. I was gonna say that would have been insane if it wasn't on the OHP. We'll do a little. We'll use my hacker man skills. God. All right. Well. I just want my stream to look nice. Okay, here we go. There you go. Here we go. All right. There we go. Wow. I underestimated. Okay. Moving on. So yeah, Arlequin has this mini album that's out. It's called Bless. It's got 6 tracks. Just recently dropped. I listened through the mini album preview on their YouTube channel, which is, if you look up Goemon Records, all one word, that's going to be your best bet for kind of getting a general vibe of the sound for this. Goemon Records is kind of like the up and coming, I had kind of pegged them, in my opinion, as like the next, what would you call it? The next, kind of like the next BPR, the next BP Records. That's where Roy's and Kiryu are on. These guys are kind of gunning for that spot with, they've got Poidal, they've got Pentagon, and they've got Arlequin. So they started, Arlequin was like the beginning of the next generation. Pentagon shortly following after, and Poidal was there, I think, like almost a 2.0, not a 2.0, but like the next evolution of the kind of bands I think they want to put out. So a lot of very mainstream friendly music, but with like an edge to it, kind of an alt metal edge across all 3 bands, even though Poidal is quite Kira. I mean, visually they're Kira as fuck, which is great for fans. But they do have their own kind of like digitized sound, hard sound. Kind of reminds me of like a digital Komodo dragon, that they're now fleshing out into like a digitized Roy's and Komodo dragon. So now it's like a double hitter. But Arlequin was kind of like the the trailblazer for that kind of formula. they had a ton of potential when they first came out. I mean, at least as far as we were concerned at VKH, I remember James posted it like, good grief, listen to this EP. We thought, I was looking at them like, if these guys wanted to, if they were bold enough, they could, with their sound and their experimentation, they could be another Gazette if they wanted to. They had all the different sounds. They were playing around with all kinds of different sounds and stuff. I would say the sum total of their career so far has been, and they have a ton of singles, they have a ton of albums, a ton of mini albums. They've been playing it very safe. They have been making like a heavier version of the anime, and I call it the anti-song formula for visual-kei. I'm not sure if I should call it something else. I had an idea for it. I've called it like lunacy inspired, but it's kind of an outdated reference since it's such a common trope. What was the name I'd come up with for it? But oh yeah, we called it jaywalk. Winona and I were joking over chat, and we were talking about jaywalk is when a visual-kei band like tries to delve into like more mainstream sounding J-rock types, and so it's like they're taking their baby steps into that, so we call it jaywalk. I don't know, chat, let me know if that's too harsh or something, but Harlequin is past the baby steps, so they're past jaywalk. They have this formula down to a science. If you like this sound, like if you like Roy's, they're like another flavor of Roy's is kind of is how I would see it, like a heavier version of Roy's. They have choice B-sides though. They have some fun heavy B-sides and non-PV tracks on their albums and things like that. So Bless is unfortunately only the title track. Is it the title track? No, Rem, the PV track is the only thing that's available from them on Spotify. I went ahead and bought not Spotify. Wow, sorry. Available on iTunes, not Apple Music, but iTunes. Don't mind all that. I'm just losing my place in my tabs. Okay. You know what? I just instinctively pulled this up because I'm trying to find the track list because I need a track list because I want to go through this a little bit. But I guess we're kind of SOL. But anyways, Rem is only partially available. In that, or Bless is only partially available in that Rem is the only track you can buy, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to go to CD Japan. All right, here's the track list here in the bottom right corner on their album preview. I would say a lot of these tracks are quite similar sounding. But I would say I believe If and a couple others on here. There's a fair amount of variety in like maybe 2 or 3 of the tracks. Otherwise, it's kind of all following the same formula. I keep bringing up this formula because that's kind of code for certain people that they will be super into this, and it's code for other people that it's like, I've heard this 18 times and it's not gonna get me. You're not gonna get my hot take, or I'm not gonna be down with your hot take on it. So it is more of the same. They're still really good at it. I think their last single was like a lot more experimental, so I think they're going back to like, their main territory. So yeah, that one's gonna be, I would say, check it out, see if it's your kind of thing. If it's your kind of thing, then definitely give it a buy. But I would say you would want to preview it, see if it's kind of up your alley. This is their first mini album, so there's also that they are kind of, they're trying to make a nice concise mini album. But I enjoy Harlequin. I think like they are still able to make like these mainstream appealing tracks, and they will get my attention just because they do it so well, and they do it in just the right take that it's a little bit fresh, fresh enough for me to like kind of get into it, like Puzzle, which I believe is one of their more popular videos on Goemon's YouTube channel. If I can check that out for a second. One of the more popular, more recent ones, 241K views. over the course of 11 months. Not bad. So yeah, I would say that's about the best scattered thoughts I can kind of give on Harlequin, or not scattered, but just kind of little hesitant. I would recommend try before you buy. Maybe buy Rim on iTunes, so and then see if you like that, or just check out the PV preview for it. Check out the album preview, see if it's up your alley. So yeah, that's that. Since I pulled it up 10 times now, because this was one of the last ones I was looking at, was Vistlip. We can kind of get into Vistlip if we want. Let's see if we have a track list for Vistlip. So Vistlip has a single called Black Matrix, and it does come in multiple types. They have a Vister version and a Lipper version. Let me pull that up. I'm going to give Chad a chance to respond to Harlequin while I pull this up. But here is the... you know what? I'll just go straight for the limited, so you see what you're dealing with for Black Matrix limited edition. Oh wow! I guess you're just getting Black Matrix, and then you're getting. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head because I wrote this at the beginning of the month. Features an outro theme for the so this was used in an anime series called Sen Yushi, and it's got a bonus DVD called Rough the Vistlip. If there's any Vistlip fans in chat that know that off the top of their head exactly what that is, feel free to let me know. I apologize, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to highlight these. Maybe I can try and post these links in chat. So this is the short PV. And although sometimes when I'm streaming, I notice when I post links in chat, it doesn't work. Let's see if I can click on it. Well, I can click on it. So, yeah, so I would check this out. It's kind of going off of more of what I guess like what I was talking about with Harlequin. Vistlip is very much like a anime opening band as far as I can tell, at this point. And again, that's not quite my thing personally. But it definitely, I'll say at least they're going for it. They're gunning for it. And it's production quality great, as the saying goes. Annie song levels of production quality. It is literally an anime song, and it's a decent anime song. Senji Yushi seemed kind of interesting as an anime. One of those links I sent is the edit of the song set to the anime outro, I believe it is. It seems interesting. Kind of reminds me of, I'm not super caught up on my anime, but like it kind of looks like if you mixed some kind of high school, well, not some kind of like Royal Knights kind of anime, like I see some Pegasus stuff in there with something like The Irregular at Magic High, if anyone's familiar. Yeah, so as far as like what I checked out from the PV preview, it really wasn't something that personally drew my attention, but I definitely wanted to raise it as a highlight, for the release cycle for this month, because it is Vistlip is a notable band, and people that like them some anime music, that's what you got with this single. So yeah, that's about that for Vistlip. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about these bands with this kind of sound. It's not my thing personally, with exceptions like Harlequin will turn my head. But yeah. The anime is like Token Ranbu. but it's guns instead of swords, I think. Yeah, I saw guns. I saw like a Puella. What's the anime that I love? Puella Madoka Magica. You know how they do, like, there's like that one girl that has the guns and she just makes them clone into a bajillion guns. I saw someone do a move like that in the outro. Oh, oh, it's a whole thing. It's not. Yeah, I misread it. Token Rambu is an online web browser game by DMM and Nitro Plus. Players assume the role of a Saniwa sage who travels into the past to defeat evil forces. Oh man, I want to do a Let's Play sometime on this channel. It's gonna be fun when we get to that. I'm working on that long term, but yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's get into some of the other ones. Let's see, who should we do next, chat? Let's do Sid. Sid. So Sid put out what I believe is their first mini album this month, on August 22nd to be exact. So this is called, let's see, that's a nice look. So this album is called Ichiban Sukina Basho. Yeah, cool look, cool style. Here's the thing, this is on Apple Music, I believe, or I bought it. What did I do? Or we had a review copy. Let me check real quick. Which one did I have? Yes, Mommy. That's who I was referencing from Madoka Magica. I guess everyone calls it Madoka Magica, and I'm relieved to know that, because I was trying to say the whole thing constantly and going insane. Where did I get this mini album from? Yes, okay, it is on Apple Music. I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, I was pretty sure it's on there. So, yeah. Here's the thing. I hadn't heard Sid in a while, in a little while. I was going through their best of. They had like an anime best of, fairly recently. But this is great. This mini album is great. For their first mini album, especially, like well done, Sid. Like, my hat's off to you. I'm very impressed. I wasn't sure, like, these guys have been around forever. I don't, when you get to this level, it's the same thing with the Gazette, the same thing with Duran Gray. It's like these bands have accomplished so much. It's like, but all of us were raised in the West, so we've seen what happens to Western bands as they get bigger and bigger, and it's like, oh no, like, can they really keep it up? And apparently, yes. We're just continuing that narrative, We'll see how Duran Gray does, but seeing some positive responses from that PV already, and the Gazette obviously seemed to be a pretty solid response from them. LMC blowing people's minds with their continual success, and Sid as well now. The confidence on this mini album, I cannot understate the confidence this band has now. I don't know where it came from. I guess they've always had it, but I've kind of thought of them as more of a chill band. But the confidence you hear in the music, I'm like all about it. I'm loving it. It's happy, it's upbeat. It would go good with like anime music, if you want to pair it with that. But it's like all its own thing. The vocals, as always, are great. They let their guitarist off the leash, man. He is rocking fantastically on this album. All kinds of great solos. This is like light rock music, high quality light rock music. Like it's packed so full of great guitar riffs and guitar solos and all kinds of experimentation where you can just tell they weren't afraid. They were fully confident in just throwing in this like dissonant piano in the background or bagpipes on one track. Like, it's great. It's solid, and it's like they just have such confidence as they're like playing the music, and every track on this mini album is great. I strongly recommend you give it a listen. You're gonna be hooked from the first track. I was so pleasantly surprised by this. So yeah, man, like so impressed. Honestly, voice is great. Reverb is very cool. Sono Mirai is the one they mess around with bagpipes, man. Unless I'm wrong, it's bagpipes. And then there's Rubber Soul, The Place Where We Love Most. I want to say there's another track. I think The Place Where We Love Most. That's the English translation. In Japanese, that's the title track. It's Ichiban Tsukina Basio. That's the softest one, but all of these tracks are top quality. Voice is really solid. Reverb is interesting. Reverb is it starts out. I don't even want to describe them because they jump all over the place while keeping like the same general positive, upbeat energy. But so confident, man. And I was playing it in the car. I was visiting family the last 2 days, and so my dad was giving me a ride home today. Back from out of town, and he was pointing out, he's like, I'm hearing like 3 or 4 different like Western styles of guitar playing in here, and it's like, and I was like, but it's executed so well, right? And he's like, yeah, it's impressive. So, it's, I don't want to gush too much or anything, but man, like as a listener who was like relatively like, like had fallen off with SID, has enjoyed their music in the past. I really enjoyed Koi ni Ochite. That was a big, that's probably one of my favorite songs by them. From their, relatively newer stuff. But I was not expecting this at all. It was fresh. It was fun. Strongly recommend. So yeah. I wonder why Sid released a mini album instead of a full album. Yeah, I'll be curious to dig into that because I don't have an answer for that. But this was their first one, so maybe they just wanted to try putting out an EP, because that's basically what a mini album is everywhere else outside of Japan. It's an EP, an extended play. And it is available. They did make it available on Apple Music, so maybe this is them starting to reach out to the rest of the world. But man, they put their best foot forward with this. This is really good. So definitely don't miss this one. Yeah, and as always, if you want to check this stuff out, if you want to get the album physically, the links are in the description to this article that I'm referencing. Okay, what else? What else we got here? Let's talk about... Oh, I know. Let's talk about Heidi. Heidi, this is interesting. My, how the tables have turned, Heidi. I mean that in a good way, in Heidi's favor. Very, very interesting. So, how many of you guys in chat have kept up with Heidi the last few years? You know what? Let me just jump to their OHP because you got to see this look. Let's see. Oh man. Load please. But yeah, guys, let me know what's the last thing you know about Heidi, or like what's your update on Heidi? What's your last update? While I pull this bad boy up. Here we go. Nope. I want. Where's their look? God damn it. Oh man. Honestly, for future streams, I think I'm just going to compile special photos and try and edit them together. Make my own kind of cool thing with it. I'm just trying to make do for what we got because we've got so much to cover, man. All right, we'll just focus in on this. Yeah, so there's a link to the Xaa-Xaa spot. There's a full PV for the PV track on this album on that Heidi official YouTube channel called Terror. So let's see. I can't find previews for SID. Yeah, they're not on YouTube, unfortunately, but they are on Apple Music, I believe. I'm in Apple Music, right? Yeah. I haven't really kept up with Heidi. Heard a little of the album, really love Terror. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, so I'm pretty curious to check this out. Okay, so Heidi's kind of had a rocky release history as of late. How do I describe? From what I understand, by all accounts, their last album was very underwhelming, unfortunately. I think, sometimes you lose it a little bit. You lose your edge. Everything I had heard was that the album was pretty rough. This was a few years back, and then they put out some singles, I believe, and I think their most notable one was, it was very it was a bit more of a lighter sound. It was called Sakura Underground, is what I think a lot of people know them last for. So they were kind of recovering with some lighter music, and but now they're back. They've had a few singles come out since then that are also included on this album, where they seem to be regaining their edge a little bit, trying different things, kind of picking up that underground band vibe that they were really known for. These guys used to be like the darlings of like indie VKH fans, by the way. So it was very distressing to kind of see them kind of fall off like that. Was it Sakura Underground that they were last known for? No, okay, my mistake. So Sakura Underground came out, but then Kaigo, the album that I'm referencing, I believe, came out after that, and that was the album that was like a problem for a lot of people. They were like, wasn't quite there, unfortunately. But I think they've bounced back. The PV for Go check out the full PV for Terror, guys. It's solid. It's quite solid. But it's very intense. It's a harder side of Heidi that I've never heard before. I saw some people online saying that this was kind of like how their oldest of stuff used to be. Good night, Kimiko. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, guys, starting next week, we'll be back to 8:30. I was just traveling the last 2 days, so I needed the extra hour to get ready, to get everything together. So, but they really bring it. They really go for a heavier sound, a harder sound. They try and preserve their Heidi sound at the same time. I think the chorus is a little repetitive. He's just kind of saying "I am not terror" over and over. I think that would be the only sticking point, but I think it's progress. So I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. So I may get this album. I may check this album out. But in the meantime, if you guys, at the very least, if you guys haven't checked out a lot of Heidi, I did discover that a lot of their music is on Apple Music. Their greatest hits are on Apple Music, and some of them are remastered. Let me see if I can grab that. Try and post it in the chat and see how Apple Music link does in the chat. But like they've had great hits in the past, like Gecko Showtime was wonderful. I think a lot of people like Loop. Oh man, I remember it was a little hard to dig up. But yeah, man, actually, to be honest, that Terror song it's stuck in my head right now. So if the rest of the album holds up to that, that's going to be quite the improvement, and I would like to see these guys find their edge again, because regardless of what's gone on in the past, I think the scene benefits when established indie bands are really on their game, So I would like to see what comes out from them, at least in terms of their music. So I'm really looking forward to trying to get my hands on this album. So as I say that, I can just buy. I may just say screw it and buy it and see. So yeah, let me try and share this album with you guys. Copy link. There we go. Repetitive English lyrics make me happy because then I can sing along. I mean, that's what I've been doing. So see if that link works for you guys. But that's their... Kaiso Heidi Best 2006 to 2016. I would recommend Omae-san, track 13 for sure. Very fun stuff. Gecko Showtime is good. Ryusei Dive is good. Sixth Sense, I believe, is good. It's all good. They have a very storied past as an indie band, so it's very, very, very frustrating to see them kind of fizzle out the way they did. Not frustrating, but like unfortunate. So I'm rooting for them. So, yeah. Oh, and it's on Spotify too. Great. I'm at least rooting for them to make the music. I like their brand of, it's like good old school indie attitude they had. So I can't help but enjoy it. To a certain degree. So we'll see how that pans out. All right, I'll stop putting it off. Next up is Purple Stone with the long ass Japanese name that I'm gonna completely screw up. So here we go. Tonde hi ni iru koisuru natsu no mushi. Hey, I think that was okay. That was pretty good. So yeah, Purple Stone back at it again with the pop rock, electro rock, with dance routine singles, man. It's been a little while. But let me just pull up their OHP, so you can get an idea of the vibe. There is a full PV for this, available on their YouTube. For those of you that don't know, Purple Stone has kind of been carving out their own interesting style with the last few singles they put out. It's been a little while since they put out, well, I guess they put out their first full album, and that had like a lot of singles from their career. They really haven't put out a ton of music. Like, they don't have a hugely fleshed out discography, I don't believe, but the stuff they put out has been pretty ambitious. It's kind of like a more glammed up style version of like what you would expect from like a Danger Crew band, for example. They might be on Danger Crew actually, but yeah, their last album that they put out was Akato Aoi, and that had like, yeah, it was kind of as far as I can tell, it's a best of, with maybe some new tracks thrown in here and there, but yeah, they reinvented themselves pretty effectively. A couple of years back with Panic, which you gotta check that out if you haven't seen it. It's the one where they're doing the zombie shuffle dance with the backup dancers, and then they followed it up with Poison Chocolate, which just had more choreographed dances with the vocalist and female backup dancers. Very fun and flashy. Breathing life into Osharike, quite frankly, at the time. Nobody else was really doing it as far as I could tell, like everyone was right into the heavy. So yeah. 7.5 out of 10 passable. Wow. Okay. Well, there's at least it passed. I got claps from Lauren. Lauren clapped, so that's, I'm guessing Gula was a golf clap, Zombies dancing. Sorry, I mean like the zombie dance. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man, if you guys missed this, you can't miss this and be you have to see this. Just imagine like I'm not gonna play the music, but just imagine like a rock breakdown, and coming in at this one part right here, and then like lots of dubstep. That's it right there. That right there. That's it. Bang, bang, bang. Wub, 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 wub. Top tier Osharike, man. Great stuff. It's fun. We had a blast with that when it came out. Are you kidding me? Oh man. So yeah, they're out with their latest single. And it's something similar. I think it's a little less innovative. I don't know how much more they can get out of this particular structure, but it's funny because the PV, the members, the windows are the members are split into these different windows, and it reminds me of the little borders I have around my VKH on my VKH live streams here. You see these? Look at this, but like a better version, obviously, But they've got they got borders. Maybe I'll steal. Maybe I can talk to Purple Stone and see if I can buy their theme off of them. Get it in OBS form, and so I have a little stream set up. Maybe there's a way to sync up all the different panels. There's some fun stuff in here, But it reminds me of, I was like, wait a minute, is this a live stream? So yeah, so it's a fun PV, a fun song, fun everything. And yeah, I need to listen to it a few more times before it gets stuck in my head, as opposed to the other two, which just instantly wormed their way into my head. But I would give these guys, I would check this out for sure. It's always fun. This is more to alert you to the fact that Purple Stone has put out another fun dance thing than to give my opinion on it, because you just go listen to it. Oh man. What about Zombies dancing? Oh, you missed it, Gula? All right, I will show it one more time. I'm trying to stay away from playing excessive amounts of PVs, but this is worth it. Oh, I'm spoiling it here, but let's back up a little bit. Bang, bang, bang. Breakdown with a bunch of wub, 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 wub. Yeah, that's what you're working with here, man. Lots of fun, man. This was so hysterical when it first came out. We were eating it up. It was so fun, so funny. There's so Oshari about it that you can't hate it, in my opinion. No zombies, I was confused. No, the backup dancers. The backup dancers. You see? Maybe there's a... Look. Backup dancer. Zombie. Zombie, see? Zombie schoolgirl, zombie uh, wedding dress. Um, Zombie everything. This is a pretty hot move too, like pretty slick move. Uh, where is it? See, and the vocalist, he's going all in, man. You know, he's doing that. He's doing it to the beat. You know, he's got it going. You know, he's rocking it. He's got it going on. It's so great to see, man. It's just, if you're gonna do Furutsuki and that like quirky stuff, like, you know, like lean in like what that just was with the little like, you know, jumping claws and stuff, man. Like go for it, you know. Um, yeah, so lots of fun. All right, I'm gonna get back. I'm not gonna dwell too long on it, but got a soft spot for Purple Stone for sure. Who are we missing? Um, who's next? Who's next? Who should we do next? Got through a lot of them. We're almost done. Okay, yeah, let's do Dami next, I guess would be how you'd pronounce it. Dami. I'm gonna go with Dami. Dami's that's too southern to be the Japanese pronunciation. So they had an album come out. So I didn't know. Oops, almost jumped to the wrong link there. My bad. Almost went to Facebook. Actually, wait, I shouldn't be worried about that anymore because I nuked my whole Facebook, so everything's public. I keep forgetting I did that. Let's see. Where are we at? Dummy. Oh, I'm scared now. I lost my spot. I misclicked, guys. My apologies. All right, I'm doing this in another tab. I don't know where I'm at. Let me just pull up their OHP anyway. You have to work with me a little bit. I'm transitioning off of Monster, believe it or not. I'm doing something new. I just have to make sure I keep drinking enough of it. But this was always my tried and true method, which was Zip Fizz. So trying to keep myself energized but not wired. So anyway. Oh, we got some comments about Purple Stone. Why have I never seen these guys before? Gonna watch these after the stream. Yeah, man. Yeah, you missed out, man. That was a great time. Yeah, you guys need to check that out for sure. It's wonderful. Okay. Okay, so this is Dami. I see some of you guys posting about them every now and then, and so I've been trying to check them out more, especially now that they're on YouTube more. If I zoom out too much, will it? Yeah, this is an awkward angle. Yeah, so this is the hot new band of 2018, fresh brand new band, you know, just formed and tearing up the scene. No, I'm just kidding. I know they formed in 2013. I was just making sure you guys were awake. Yeah, so this band was you know, not on my radar personally. I think they're slowly creeping their way onto more people's radars. They get more online, but they've really been chugging it out or grinding it out and chugging out music or grinding out music for many years now. So they're kind of at the point, I believe, where they're kind of like indie scene, you know, veterans, I would say. What do you guys think? What do the Dami fans in the chat think? But I've been listening to them, and they're quirky and weird and creepy and zany and don't give a fuck kind of zany. so now I'm kind of putting two and two together because Mamireta got on my radar way before Dami got on my radar, but Mamireta is much younger than Dami. I'm starting to see. I think I'm starting to draw some connections between. Oh, I guess they haven't put out as much content as I thought. Lots of singles. That's why I see. I guess first single didn't actually drop till 2014, even though they started in 2013. Okay, cool. They got an album, and now they're on their second album. So what we're talking about now for this release is their second album, which is Jiko Chushinteki Limiter. This has... let's see how this looks. I actually haven't seen the album cover for this. Again, like I said, this is definitely meant to be like a sampling, so you guys kind of know what to check out. But yeah, it's very interesting to see. Like, I'm seeing maybe where some of these new zany bands that, you know, like come up with their "we don't give a fuck" attitude with their heavy music and stuff. You know, I'm starting to see who they, you know, I'm starting to see who rubs off on who and stuff like that. You know. Yeah. So mods are posting the PVs in the chat. The latest one, you'll definitely see what I mean with the comparisons to Mamireta, because they kind of really rescind back into that sound that they have. It's called Mamagoto, I believe. And Lauren says, I love Mamireta and Dami. They do have some things in common. Yeah, I would say the big difference is that Dami is a bit more versatile in the sense that they can make a mean, you know, archetypal v-kei song, you know, with like a catchy chorus and a cool hook. I believe the song I'm thinking of is actually their most viewed song on YouTube. And it is called... Oh no, it's in Japanese. Oh God. No. It is called... I'm leaving you hanging here. I'm sorry, guys. Kyogen Gusei. And it is this guy. This is their most viewed. This is probably my personal favorite. It's the least weird. Sorry, guys. I'm still kind of working into their level of their particular brand of weird. Mamireta kind of like goes along with my personality personally. It's a bit more... it's a bit more... I don't know. Maybe like punkish, brutish, kind of, you know, kind of a weird. The vocalist costumes freak me the fuck out a lot of times, as you can see, you know. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but I'm getting through it. I'm working through it. The music's definitely very solid, very indie. I would say very quintessentially indie Anarchy. No, not Anarchy. Sorry. Very quintessentially indie Iroguro-kei. You know, it's probably the safest way to describe them. So, yeah. Lots to digest with this band. I find them interesting. I find them weird. I find them, you know, it's a lot of stuff I find about other bands, you know, that I end up liking a lot. So I'm going to be diving into them a bit more. If you weren't aware, their new album is now out. You know, so definitely check it out. If you like the PVs that you've seen, the last few PVs from them, those are the kinds of tracks that are going to be on the album. So definitely check it out. All right, lastly, let's see if I can, let me pull this bad boy up. All right, so we did Heidi, Vistlip, SID, Dami, Arlequin, Wingworks, Purple Stone, and last but not least is Xaa-Xaa. So I'm happy to report that Xaa-Xaa's newest single, which we've looked at before in the past. Xaa-Xaa's the one with the really dope ass album covers. And Winona had brought up some constructive criticism about them, that they seem to be kind of appealing more to a mainstream sound, and just kind of going with the flow. This latest single that they put out, I'm not sure where that fits in to like how this relates to their main sound, but it seems like a healthy combination of like the quality of a more mainstream friendly sound, but the unique structure of a more indie facing kind of deep, kind of intense, kind of carefree sound, or not carefree, but kind of like just the Xaa-Xaa sound is the easiest way for me to say it. So, as you can see, the look's quite stunning. The single's name is Mazarenai. Let me pull this up. Did I click the right one? No. What are you talking about? Of course I can read kanji. I'm testing the website. That's all. Don't worry about it. There we go. So pretty dope covers. We've been through this. This was the one that we all looked at like, whoa, this is available on iTunes. This is called Noroi Uta, by the way. I need to go back and listen to the rest of their discography and see like if the sound that I got on Mazarenai, which I was able to get a hold of, if it is new, like they've just newly reclaimed their sound and like they're headed in a solid direction, or if this is if they've been back on track for a while and we've just fallen off. But I would say it's very, very Xaa-Xaa. It's kind of the Xaa-Xaa I know, and I would definitely, but with a nicer sound, more fleshed out. I would say my personal favorite PV song and PV by them, especially because I know the English lyrics, is Yuki Toki, I believe it's called Yuki Toke, one of those. Very soft ballad that's it's gorgeous, and it's the lyrics are heartbreaking, and it's wonderful. That was what made me fall for Xaa-Xaa. So yeah. Chat says the PV was nice. The song didn't strike me though. I think that was for I think that was for Dami, I believe. 8 out of 10. Ayy. Cool. No Monster? He's on ZipFizz. He says, yes, I'm on ZipFizz. It's, I'll talk about it in the after hours. I don't want to make this drag on too much longer since we're on the last one. But yeah. I'm all for this brand of strange. All right, cool. Yeah, me too, man. I like it. Oh, it was for Xaa-Xaa. Okay. So the PV was nice. The song didn't strike me though. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was. I just haven't been around them a while, so I'll have to compare it to the rest of their music. But it was a thumbs up for me. Their visuals are pretty amazing. I really want this band to sort itself out. This band really needs to sort itself out. If they haven't, if you personally, anyone watching, like you feel like they haven't sorted themselves out, or there's things you'd like to see change for them, I sympathize with you if that's still the case. More research required on my end personally before I make that judgment call. I just know what I've learned from Winona and from, the last music I looked through. But as someone who listened to this, I was like, well, this is definitely an improvement, I think. So, yeah, we'll see. It's weird, man. There's a lot of indie bands that were really cool a few years ago. Heidi's the OG case of this, but Xaa-Xaa, it's always one of the frustrating things about Visual Kei is you think you find a band that's they're onto it and they've got it, and then they just they disband or they go on hiatus or they fall off their sound. C'est la vie, though, but then you get all kinds of unexpected masterpieces. I did not expect Acme's album, for example, to be as mind-blowingly, fantastic as it was. I didn't expect them to be so many risks and for them to all pay off just because they're such a young band. And man, that's one of my favorite indie albums of the year. That came storming out of nowhere, man. LMC, I had no clue what to expect, and I'm glad I had no clue because God, they're blowing my mind. Duran Gray's a big question mark for me right now, so we'll see with them. And Desert's album threw me for a loop. Dimlim's album threw, zigged when I thought it was gonna zag. So lots of unexpected stuff happening with releases right now. Whether it's for better or for worse, I think it's up to interpretation. But lots of changes going on, lots of bands in flux, lots of music in flux. But in terms of Xaa-Xaa, it was I enjoyed the music. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. So that's about it. We went on for a while. I definitely expected this stream to kind of drag on a bit. That's why I only had this. There's other notable releases that came out this month that I did not have time to get into, unfortunately. At least a preview. Hero released, that's Hiro, the Visual Kei band. They released their a full album. 0 Hertz, who is the newest band from BP Records. They are the former members of Lawn Boy. They put out a single, and Fest Vanqueer put out a mini album or two, I think, maybe. What did I say on what did we say on here? Want to make sure I got that right. Yeah, Verge had a couple singles. That's a smaller band, so I think a couple people have recommended to me. So we may check out more of these over time. Let me know if there's any on here you'd like me to follow up on one last time. But otherwise, I think we're gonna put August to bed once we get these reviews out, and then I can circle back to other reviews that I need to get out, and we can circle back to other topics that we need to cover and wrap up. Get ready for the fall. So it's one mini album with 2 types from Fest Vanqueer, and then Gact put out the Gact Platinum book, Private Treasures, which sounds like porn, but probably isn't. I say as I click on it, and it turns out to be porn, and the whole stream gets taken down. Yeah, so it's a photo book. It's no, this better not be porn. I regret clicking on this. I'm out. Pull the ripcord. Back to the safety of VKH. I'm out. God damn it. Guys in your porn. Just kidding. Anyway. Private treasures, says chat. So So that's the end of that. Before things get too goofy, I'm going to sign off here, and I'll see you on our top secret hideout in maybe a half an hour. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, thank you so much for watching VKH Live. Make sure you check out the schedule in the description. We're just warming up. This is definitely this was the warm up stream, baby, and we will. I will see you soon. I'll see you a lot tomorrow. I'll see you a lot on Monday. And yeah, with that, I am out.